Yo, AP here, coming to you with a brand new series of anime reviews. So, personally, I really love anime. I always watch it. I actually watch a ton of it, and I wanted to start an anime review series just because I watch so much of it. And personally, this anime review is gonna be different from the ones you all maybe see regularly on the YouTube, where it is people usually do them over the newest episodes of series, like big name series, kind of like Naruto and One Piece, and I won't say Bleach, but like since Bleach isn't running anymore, maybe Dragon Ball Super. So usually people just do like the new episode comes out, they'll review the episode and work on it like that. I kind of want to take this in a different aspect. I want to kind of do a seasonal review. So, for example, I just finished watching Gintama, which is what this is going to be over. So, unfortunately, I didn't. I binged watched the whole 316 episode series, and I just ended it with the last episode in the last season that just came out. So for this review, I will review the whole thing. But in next later reviews, I will probably just review a season by a season. So like, Your Lie in April is one to come up soon. I'm gonna do just all of season one as a review. But like I said, this one's gonna be over Gintama, so we're gonna be reviewing that. So first thoughts on Gintama. It is a long series. As of currently, it is 316 episodes long. And of course, each episode is about 22 minutes long if you take out the intro and the outro kind of thing. Now, to give this a personality as a anime, it's very comedic. It's a whole lot of satire and a whole lot of like there's some like Dragon Ball Z references. There's a lot of Dragon Ball Z references. There's One Piece references. There's Naruto references. There's a whole bot. There's a whole bunch of these references within the thing. So it's obviously trying to be comedic for the entirety of the series, with the aspect of it being serious with because it is about like samurai in a futuristic setting. I don't know why this is this. So what I know most anime watchers do is they do the first episode test, which is that they watch the first episode or maybe first three, I don't know, and to see if they like it. If they like the first episode, they're gonna keep watching it. And what I get a lot of people saying is that the first episode of Gintama is just really not that interesting. And I would agree with that. I watched the first episode months ago, like probably years ago actually, and it just didn't get me. But the more and more I put it off, the more and more I heard about Gintama, and I was like, I'm just gonna sit down and just watch the shit out of it. And I watched it for about 200 episodes, and I never stopped watching it. I did hit slow points where I just couldn't watch a whole bunch of episodes, but like I did get to the point around like that 200 episode mark where I just had to like throw up a thread on Reddit asking like, what's the deal with this series? It seems like nothing but like shits and giggles. Like nothing's really serious. Nothing's really like awesome. And they told a couple people said that around episode 300, not 300, the last two arcs are the like best ones about the Shinsengumi. What is it called? Yeah, the Shinsengumi's farewell or whatever. Farewell Shinsengumi. And forgive me for the names. I don't speak Japanese, so I won't know. The the last two that I thought were like the best were the Shinsengumi, Farewell Shinsengumi, and Shogun Assassination arcs. Those were the two last arcs that really blew this thing out of the water, that really just killed it and made it amazing. Now, besides that, there was one, I think it was called The Four Divas, about like the four little, I guess, figureheads of the area where where the people interact in Edo. And I thought that was a good little arc, just because you got to see a little bit more of Gintama, Gin in there. Besides that, this whole series has running jokes through it. So if you pop in around like episode 200 and you just don't get references, it's probably because they made that reference early on, and they carry them throughout. Most of the examples are personality traits that most people just don't understand because they haven't watched the first like 100 episodes. And I know that's like outrageous. Like, why would I watch 100 episodes just to enjoy the last 30? Like, that seems absurd. But I do believe that the next season to come out will be a whole hell of a lot more into the program. So where this last season left off was the Shogun got killed, and the Shinzengumi got kind of like blamed for it, and the new Shogun was like, fuck all, we're just gonna take over the world. So the Shinzengumi, Odd Jobs, and the Joy Rebellion group, they all kind of formed together to help each other out, and it was a good arc, but in the end they could not return to Edo, which again is where they're from. So like, I thought it was really just a good way to knock it off, like to kind of like cliffhanger that one, because they left it open because they have a new enemy that they know they have to face. And it just adds more character development for later on. I expect it to kind of be like the One Piece 2-year gap that they had, where in One Piece they had their big fight, and then Luffy was like, I'll get back to you in not 3 days, but 2 years. He had the tattoo on his arm and in the newspaper and stuff. So I think it's going to kind of be like that, because they're like, we gotta train, gotta go out and get good, son. And basically all the characters, when they were all saying their goodbyes, they were like, it's not goodbye, man, we'll see you later, like, we know you'll be back, kind of thing. So like, they definitely know they're gonna be coming back into the game later. I do expect a lot from this next season, just because of how big these last 2 arcs were. So I am expecting big things coming from the upcoming season. I actually don't know the details of when this next season will start, or I don't even remember when this last season ended, just because I've been on this grind of watching 316 episodes since like January. It's been a long time that it took me to watch all this, but that's just because my pacing. I tried to watch an episode a day and it didn't really work out. I binge watched like every once in a while, like 12 episodes in one day, but like, it happens. I will say it was a great anime. To rate it out of 10, I'd probably say I would give it a definite 8, like a good solid 8. Just because this last 2 arcs really just solidified its standing for me at least. Between all the jokes they had and all the fourth wall breaking, all the little cameos from other animes they had in here, I thought it was a really funny anime. But if you're not the type of person to kind of like stick through it, you might not want to watch it, because again, it's a slow start. You think everything is kind of like not necessary, to put into terms. Like the first whole season was just kind of a blur, just because like a lot happened, and it just introducing all these characters and all these personalities, trying to get you to like understand what it is. In the first season's like 200 episodes long, apparently, or something like that. And there's definitely a lot of good arcs within the first 2 seasons. But the problem with these arcs are that most of the time they last like 3 to 5 episodes long. So they're not very long arcs, but when there's a distinct arc in the story, you know it, and it's a good one. Just because you get to see some of that nice fight scenes and stuff. The stuff that like really draws your attention in. But for the most part, I will say, I will recommend the show to people, just because I'm really anticipating what's going to happen next, for the next season. Again, they seem to have like big plans for it, and a lot of people have said, from Reddit, that they're starting to move away from that kind of random scheme, keeping the funny, but moving towards the like backstory and really getting in with making a legit storyline. Like, everything in here is like tied together. Again, they have running jokes from the first episode still carrying on and stuff like that. So I will definitely recommend this show to people just because it has such strong potential coming up, and this show has been going on since like 2006 or something like that. It's definitely carrying its weight with what it's bringing to the table now, and but it's such a hard grind to get through that first season of like 100 episodes and start actually building the interest into doing it. This anime is it's really one that you kind of have to force yourself to get into. It's not all that easy to just like sit there and just like take it all in. I kind of forced myself to do this, and I don't regret it at all. So if you are interested in watching this show and you're like, I don't want to take that first step, I would say just take it bit and grit, just kind of go at it for like 20 episodes, and you'll already be like in it enough to like get the last 100 coming in, and next thing you know you'll be at like 200 or so. If you're if you can watch this pretty fast, you'll do good. As for characters, I really strongly like Gin in here. Gin is I feel like he's just such a great character. He he's quirky, he's funny, and he's definitely got his own sense of style that he carries throughout it that we don't necessarily quite understand all too much until we get into the later episodes. We start seeing more and more of his flashbacks and where he comes from. Besides that, Toshiro, I believe I said that right, the vice captain of the Shinsengumi, I really like his character just because he's kind of like an equal with Gin. It's kind of like his other half, and I think that's the way they really wanted to portray him towards the end there. And then you got Shoigo. Again, I really like him just because of how demonic he is and all that stuff. He's a perfect troll in a sense. But and one thing I'll probably do this for all the reviews is probably like a waifu of the show. I know it's kind of lame, but for me at least, little shits and giggles. I'd probably have to name Tsukio, the waifu of the anime, of this series. I really like her personality, the way she kind of interacted with the other characters. She definitely had that feel that she definitely really liked Gin, but never really like pursued that interest. Very strong female lead, I will say, if that's a thing that y'all are interested in. I don't know. Yeah, she's probably the waifu of the Gintama for me. Most people would probably say Tae-san or Tae. I don't even know or I don't know. Kagura, I don't think she was. Yeah. Other than that, the person who annoyed me most would probably have to be Senpachi, just because he's even in the series. Gintama did a manga created where they were creating a manga, and it was basically them creating Gintama within the anime, and it was just like kind of Inception kind of thing, So this little arc kind of thing they had going, it was Gin pointed out that you had to have that like one loud kind of obnoxious character, and that is Senpachi. He's supposed to be like the guy that kind of holds everyone together, like the most logical person. But in the end, all he did was like kind of yell and crap, and at points it was just annoying. It's like, yeah, we get it, calm down. But he's just always like, I don't know, he's just trying to be the logical out of the group, because you got Kagura, who is just like crazy, ignorant child who just wants to do what she wants to do and eat. And then you got Gintama, who doesn't really care in the world. He's just gonna do what he does and read Shonen Jump. I don't know. So yeah, this is my first anime review. Not sure how it's gonna go with you all. Hopefully y'all like it. If not, please leave me comments down below what you wanna see changed and more adapted. Hopefully we get some good little reviews coming up here shortly. I know one to come up next is going to be Your Lie in April, so stay tuned for that. Again, this is a seasonal review series, so it depends on how long it takes me to finish the season of the show before the next anime review comes out. I do have a long anime list to watch, so if you don't know that, it's actually linked on my Twitch. I'll be sure to try to post that link around more often. But yeah, guys, if you have any anime reviews you want me to do, I can do. I've actually seen some OVAs lately, some little movies going on, like The Boy and the Beast, and a couple other series that I've watched that are movies and that I'm kind of hesitant on doing anime reviews on. I can do it, but I don't know if y'all want that. Right now, we're sticking to just Soul seasonal animes. So hopefully you all enjoy this one and come back for more. Again, don't forget to check out my anime loot crate unboxing and stuff like that. Other than that, guys, thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time. All music used in this video is from a YouTuber named Trial and Error. He has his own website, and his YouTube will be linked in the description down below. So please go, if you're interested in the music, go check him out on his YouTube or his website. His music is very anime themed, so if you're interested in that, definitely drop by his page.